In contemporary horror cinema, some threats transcend physical form, yet generate deep fear through human psychology and trauma. In The Babadook 2014, directed by Jennifer Kent, the Babadook is a supernatural and psychological entity, a literal manifestation of the protagonist Amelia's and her son Samuel's fears, traumas, and repressions. The creature emerges from a mysterious children's book titled Mr. Babadook, which appears inexplicably in the family home, bringing an oppressive, dark, and inescapable presence. The Babadook has no defined physical origin or explicit motivation for conscious evil. It symbolizes unresolved grief, guilt, and mourning, making the psychological and emotional terror as intense as any supernatural threat. Physically, the Babadook is depicted as a tall, thin figure with a top hat, long coat, and deformed hands with long, sharp fingers resembling claws. Its face, often obscured in shadow, displays piercing eyes and an exaggeratedly large mouth, suggesting hunger, rage, and malevolence. This grotesque aesthetic makes the creature an immediate visual symbol of fear, contrasting sharply with the ordinary domestic environment. Each appearance of the Babadook is carefully choreographed to generate tension, using shadows, camera angles, and sudden sounds to intensify psychological horror. The Babadook manifests primarily by exploiting Amelia's and Samuel's internal fears. For Samuel, it represents an imminent physical threat, playing with his childlike perception and heightening anxiety. For Amelia, the Babadook symbolizes unresolved grief over her husband's death, maternal guilt, and repressed anger. The creature distorts reality, causing shadows to move, doors to slam, objects to fall, and sudden noises, creating a constant sense of danger. These events heighten psychological tension, as both the protagonist and the audience begin to question sanity and the boundary between reality and fear. The book Mr. Babadook acts as a catalyst for the monster's presence. Each reading or reference to the creature strengthens its influence, constantly reminding the family of their fears and traumas. Unlike villains dependent on direct physical violence, the Babadook feeds on emotional vulnerability and internalized fear. It moves with terrifying intelligence, manipulating events and intensifying internal conflicts, becoming inevitable as long as the traumas remain unresolved. The Babadook transforms horror into a powerful metaphor for grief, depression, and trauma. Amelia struggles to protect Samuel and maintain the routines of daily life, yet the Babadook embodies the impossibility of ignoring emotional pain. The film illustrates that fear and sorrow do not disappear through repression or denial. They must be confronted and understood. This approach gives the Babadook lasting psychological impact, differentiating it from antagonists who threaten only the physical body. The Babadook's behavior combines physical threat and emotional manipulation. It can move swiftly in shadows, appear suddenly, and create illusions that confuse the character's perception. In critical moments, it directly threatens Samuel, but its true power lies in its influence over Amelia, provoking extreme stress, exhaustion, and moments of near mental collapse. Each encounter heightens the sense of helplessness and tension, reflecting the prolonged impact of trauma on daily life. Visually, the Babadook is designed to maximize fear through the contrast between normalcy and grotesque strangeness. Silent movements, sudden approaches, and menacing silhouettes create constant suspense. The creature often appears in dark or distorted shots, using camera angles and lighting to build anticipation and terror. Every visual element reinforces the monster's oppressive presence, making it a figure of psychological horror that transcends time and space within the film. Culturally, the Babadook has become an icon of psychological horror and a symbol of grief and depression. The creature inspires fear both through what is shown and what is implied, with its impact extending beyond the cinematic narrative. Its popularity has spread through memes, psychological analyses, and discussions of mental health, making the Babadook a multifaceted figure that combines horror entertainment with reflection on trauma and human emotions. At the film's climax, Amelia learns that she cannot destroy the Babadook. The creature is not a physical enemy to be eliminated. Instead, she must confront and control it, symbolizing acceptance of grief and integration of trauma into daily life. The Babadook is confined to the basement, where Amelia can partially manage it. showing that fear and pain are part of the human experience and can be controlled, but never completely eradicated. This resolution transforms the horror story into a profound metaphor about emotional confrontation, giving the film its unique depth. In summary, the Babadook is more than a conventional horror monster. It embodies trauma, pain, and psychological fear. Its presence, both physical and symbolic, creates prolonged and intense terror, exploring human vulnerability, maternal guilt, and grief. Combining grotesque appearance, emotional manipulation, and cultural impact, the Babadook has solidified itself as an icon of modern horror, demonstrating that true terror often resides within the human mind and heart, rather than in any external physical threat.